Uganda, in the heart of East Africa, has a very diverse landscape, ranging from dense rainforests to expansive savannas, to serene lake shores and mist-covered mountains, and is home to over 1,000 different bird species, from the beautiful to the downright Jurassic looking, to the carnivorous bizarre.
It's a beautiful sunrise and I'm sorting up on my Uganda birds for the swamp trip that I'm doing this morning because I really want to see the Shoebill Stork. It's one of my favourite looking birds and there are only 1,000 in Uganda, so I'm hoping that today I'll be lucky enough to actually find one.
Balaniceps rex, or the Shoebill Stork as it is more commonly known. Its Latin name is indicative of its dinosaur forebearers, and I desperately wanted to have an encounter with this dinosaur bird, which has its origins dating as far back as 29 million years ago, and it's said to evolve from the ferocious T-Rex. The Marabou Swamp is located just 12 kilometers from Entebbe and is home to over 300 bird species, including the prehistoric giant I was searching for. The swamp is named after the lungfish, which inhabit the waters and are the staple of the shoebill's diet. Local fishermen also rely on catching lungfish, leading to tension, and as a result, fishermen killed the shoebill stork and destroyed their nests. The stork is listed as vulnerable on the ICUN Red List of Threatened Species, and has forged a partnership between fishing communities and the shoebill. Conservation projects empower local communities to create income through providing tours for travellers like myself, sharing the knowledge of the swamp, and part of the revenue from the tours is reinvested into conservation projects which protect the shoebill.
So we're driving through the swamps trying to find the Shoebill Stork, which will be the ultimate for me. It's an incredible bird. It looks like a dinosaur. So to see this in real life will be an absolute ultimate goal.
The mighty Balaniceps rex is a wading bird that roams the impenetrable swamps and marshes of tropical Central Africa. My quest was made even more exciting by the plethora of other beautiful bird species I found along the way, emphasizing just what an important habitat and ecosystem these swamps and marshes are. A royal welcome was given to me by the stunning malachite kingfisher, widely distributed in Africa south of the Sahara, and is common to reeds and aquatic vegetation near slow-moving water or ponds. The little egret is a very elegant species of small heron. It's a beautiful white bird with a slender black beak, long black legs, and in the western race, yellow feet, which can be clearly seen here. The pied kingfisher is a very common species found in the Ugandan swamps. It's a very distinctive bird with its black and white plumage. The crest and crown on the males are dark with a white streak above the eye. The males have a double band across the breast, while females only have a single broken breast band, seen clearly here. The purple heron also inhabits these marshes and is identified by its long bill, narrow body and wings, orange head and neck, black plumed cap and chestnut belly. Also abundant in the swamp is the African open-billed stork, which has a uniquely shaped bill that creates a diagnostic gap between the two halves of its bill. The purple swamp hen is also unmistakable with its dark violet plumage and red frontal shield and bill. The Senegal cuckoo also makes its home here in this grassy habitat, alongside the long-tailed cormorant with its beady red eyes, and the African jacana, able to walk on floating vegetation due to its long toes and claws. So I continued my search for the elusive Jurassic bird through the winding channels of the Mabamba. Then all at once the swamp produced a miraculous dividend. In the distance we spotted a huge grey bird motionless in the reed bed. Yes, we'd found the dinosaur bird, the Shoebill Stork, and it was everything I'd hoped for.
Success! We have found the Shoebill Stork. This is the ultimate for me and completes my Uganda safari. To see this bird in its natural habitat in the wild, absolutely amazing. There are only 1,000 of these birds here in Uganda. And to see this, yes, this completes my trip.
This prehistoric creature beyond the realm of imagination and beast of unparalleled antiquity gets its name due to its large shoe-shaped bill. Its genesis derived from the Latin words balena meaning whale and caput meaning head, giving rise to its nicknames the whale-headed stork or whale-billed stork. It is said that shoebills are thought to have evolved from carnivorous dinosaurs called theropods, which the Tyrannosaurus rex belongs to. But the closest living relative to this prehistoric animal is the hammerkop. Their bill is straw-coloured with greyish markings of bony keratin, and it is the third largest among all existing avian species, surpassed only by the pelican and Marabou stork. It has distinct blue-grey plumage with darker slate-grey flight feathers. Although their diet is predominantly made up of fish, they are also known to feast on a range of wetland vertebrates including frogs, monitor lizards, snakes and juvenile crocodiles. They are also known to eat turtles, rodents and snails. The shoebill cleverly hunts in poorly oxygenated water, where its prey are forced to surface for air, making easy pickings.
Beautiful.
Evolution has equipped this bird with long splayed toes and claws, dispersing weight over the largest possible surface area, enabling it to make its home on floating vegetation and stand perfectly still waiting for prey hunting in the swamp marshes. The shoebill stands at the dizzy heights of up to 5 feet tall, with a wingspan of up to 8 meters. Shoebill storks form pairs only for the breeding season. The female lays 1 to 3 eggs, incubated by both parents for around 30 days, but typically they only focus on one chick, and any others that hatch usually perish. These birds can live up to 36 years in their natural habitat and 50 years in captivity. However, they face grave dangers in their continued existence, with habitat loss, disturbance and hunting. Latest estimates suggest there are only 5,000 to 8,000 individuals left in the world, and their overall population is declining. Let's hope we can turn things around and it's not too late for this bastion of another age. But it's not all doom and gloom. Uganda is alive with some of the most vibrant and beautiful bird species which are flourishing, such as this gorgeous red bishop, which is perfectly adapted to grassland savanna habitat. Breeding males are brightly coloured with red and black plumage. The face and forehead are black, which you can see really stands out against its red head. The stunning cinnamon-chested bee-eater, as their name suggests, mainly eat flying insects, catching them on the wing, especially bees and wasps. The insect's stinger is removed by repeatedly hitting and rubbing it on a hard surface. The red-necked francolin is a game bird in the pheasant family. This bird is widespread and common across the central belt of Africa, down the east coast to South Africa. As you can see, it's a wary species keeping to deep cover. The African wattled lapwing is a large lapwing, a group of waders in the family Charadridae, and is a resident breeder to sub-Saharan Africa outside the rainforests. The yellow-throated longclaw occupies the grassy savanna and often perches to show off its wonderfully loud dulcet tones. Then there's the regal headdress of the long-crested eagle, the majesty of the African fish eagle, and the curious hammercop, which is the smallest African stork. These birds are famous for the strong three-tiered nests up to 6 foot high and 6 foot wide, as seen here placed in the fork of a tree. Such a structure can take up to 3 to 4 months to build. The grey-crowned crane is Uganda's national bird and was chosen not only for its elegant majesty but also because of its fabled kindness. It is so distinctive with the crown of stiff golden feathers on its head. Crowned cranes are monogamous and pair for life. The breeding season usually occurs in December to February, and pairs construct a nest of grasses and vegetation near water. They spend their entire day foraging for food, which consists of seeds, insects, invertebrates, maize and millet. They perform elaborate dances to attract a mate, and the males tend to be slightly larger than the females. One of the biggest threats to grey-crowned cranes is the illegal pet trade, with very high demand in the Middle East and Asia. The grey-crowned crane is listed as endangered by the IUCN, with only 58,000 to 77,000 individuals left in the world. Habitat loss is also a huge threat to these beautiful creatures, with increasing demand for agriculture, where people use wetland areas for farming or disturb habitat by cutting grass or grazing their livestock on the marshes. Uganda is not the only place in the world where this majestic beauty is heading towards extinction. The grey-crowned crane has made headlines in Kenya, where the effects of the reclamation of swampland for agriculture and global warming turning wetland areas semi-arid have led to a sharp decline of the species.
The elegant grey-crowned crane has faced a sharp decline in Kenya from an estimated population of 35,000 in the 1980s to less than 10,000 at the moment.
Dwindling population numbers is deeply concerning to conservationists and scientists worldwide. In contrast, the Marabou stork has one of the largest distributions of any land bird and is found across Africa south of the Sahara. These large wading birds stand up to 5 feet tall and have gained the unfortunate nickname of the Undertaker bird. This is due to their macabre-looking features, a massive dagger-like bill, cloak-like 12-foot wingspan, and their penchant for feeding on rotten carcasses. They are often found near urban developments, scavenging for scraps from abattoirs and landfill sites. Like vultures, they have no feathers on their head, enabling them to feed on carcasses without getting covered in clotted blood and other substances. Like most storks, the marabou is gregarious and a colonial breeder. The distinctive throat sac is used to make noises during courtship displays. It builds a tree nest in which 2 or 3 eggs are laid, and this bird is known to be particularly ill-tempered. One very common bird you'll see whilst on safari in Uganda and throughout Africa is the oxpecker, a small bird which has a huge role to play and spends its life in the company of giants. The oxpeckers are 2 species of bird which make up the genus Bophagus. This consists of the red-billed oxpecker and the yellow-billed oxpecker, or Bophagus africanus, as seen here on top of the buffalo. They feed on parasites that they find while grooming through the fur of their larger mammal hosts. With its sharp eyesight, it is the first to spot potential danger, and when it's triggered it gives out a very shrill call that the animal host it's landed on can react to. This is particularly good for endangered species like the rhino. The relationship between the oxpecker and its mammal host is usually a pretty good one, but there is a darker side to this bird's feeding behavior. If the animal it's landed on is injured, it will feed on the blood and mucus from the wound, which can prevent it from healing and lead to infection. The vast and intricate diversity of the avian world in Uganda gives flight to the message that the wondrous and unique world of nature that surrounds us is truly magnificent. We must do all that we can to protect it and ensure the survival of these incredible species.